Taru a couple of times.
I can't remember you at Gnostic, maybe at the Christmas one, Christmas party.
Yeah.
अच्छा
हाँ,
अच्छा हाँ
was
वहाँ
one
मिले हो,
time.
वहाँ
And
मिले।
एक बार अलग से भी मैं आई थी. Me and Taru came. Yeah.
अच्छा, I don't know about that.
हाँ,
Yeah,
हाँ.
so she belongs to the Gnostic Center, or the Gnostic Center belongs to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was there at the Christmas
Yes,
celebration.
she must be there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Amita Didi. Yeah. So let us start then. So we can touch upon whatever confusion we can, try to clear it today, or whatever is remaining, we can see if we want to do another extra call. So basically, uh, Nehal was asking about understanding aspiration, and also if you guys have anything which you would like to have more clarity on, we can also take that after aspiration. So I've taken this from this very beautiful website. It's called incarnateword.in, and this contains all the collected works of Sri Aurobindo and Mother. And it's a beautiful, like a vast sea of knowledge and light and consciousness, if I can say, and information also. So one can always go here and find. So you can search a few words, type in the search, or maybe exact phrase that you are looking for to search, and then it pops up, a few results pop up. So the particular one I have taken today is from Letters on Yoga, part 2 by Sri Aurobindo. And here there is specifically one chapter for aspiration, the value, the meaning, the clarification on aspiration. So let us try to understand, if we can,
Okay.
through these words. So if one of you can just read the first one, the first paragraph, and we can just reflect on it and maybe share something on it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll read.
Yeah, Nehal.
The value of aspiration. What you say is quite true. A simple, straight, and sincere call and aspiration from the heart is the one important thing and more essential and effective than capacities. Also, to get the consciousness to turn inwards, not remain outward, going is of great importance to arrive at the inner call, the inner experience, the inner presence. The help you ask will be with you. Let the aspiration grow and open the inner consciousness altogether.
Hmm. Yeah. So one thing very, very clear in all the teachings, all the words of Sri Aurobindo and Mother, there's a lot of background noise. So if you can just, when you want to share, you can unmute. Uh, so one thing is clear for all of us, that we have to begin to live within. We have to open ourselves to this world unexplored so far, which is within. Usually all our attention is outside on the persons, fixing the situations, fixing the persons and all that. But there is an inner world waiting to be explored, and only there work can be done. Actually, the outer work also will be a manifestation of the inner work. So here Sri Aurobindo says that a simple, straight, a very honest, plain, simple, sincere call and aspiration from the heart. अब इसी बात पे हम we can discuss so much, because we will see that we are not even sincere in so many aspects of life. So first of all, to develop this quality of transparency, because as an adult we became kind of a child is very transparent and honest. He doesn't need to hide anything. But the how conditioning happens, how social influences kind of mold him, make the child hide a few parts and maybe reveal only a bit, right? And then we become dishonest even to ourselves in order to have a pretty image about ourselves. So this thing of having a transparency with ourselves, not with anybody else, that will also come. and an honesty towards my own movements. That thing is the first, primal importance. And also, Sri Aurobindo shares that the consciousness needs to turn inwards. Imagine that somebody says something to me. Usually our focus is इसने क्यों कह दिया, इसलिए बोला होगा, all the outer chaos that we get ourselves into. The only task that I must be involved in, what is happening within me. Because there I can have mastery. Over that person, I cannot have mastery. Maybe I can clearly state to that person that I did not like it, don't say it again, whatever, that can be communicated. But we see that mostly people don't take it in the right way, they take it on their ego. So that communication actually results in more chaos. So rather than that outer confusion, I can also involve myself into exploring the inner world and maybe mastering the movements. कि उसने कहा तो कहा, मेरे को इतना फर्क क्यों पड़ा? No, and if there is any progress that needs to be made, I should just go on and make that progress. Maybe there was a bit of truth in whatever that person said. And then we arrive at this inner call, inner experience, everything is inner, and then it becomes later on a manifestation in the outer world. Yeah. Let me take a few different, you can say, Nehal, what do you want to say?
No, I want you to give some examples of like if we say that the person is aspiring towards inner growth or spiritual aspect or something, then what could be the example, like what the person might be doing to say that the person is aspiring actually?
Acha. Okay. Would any one of you like to say something on this? Your own experiences? Okay.
Read the question because there was a lot of disturbance. I wanted to just.
Yes. Nehal, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I want to know that if somebody says that I am aspiring for spiritual things or for inner development or growth, then at that time, what one actually does, in which form, like how are you going to help yourself, gain more aspiration so that you can keep on working. So I want few examples that so that I understand better that this is known as aspiration. When I'm doing this thing, that means I am actually aspiring.
I think at our level, what I understand is aspiration would be primarily be observant of what you're doing. I mean, in day-to-day life. So if I want to progress, then I need to first see my each and every movement, my thoughts, whether my ego is taking control of me or I'm able to kind of control myself in situations where otherwise I was not able to. So that for me, I think is the first step, just kind of guiding my actions and thoughts.
Yeah, very well. Yeah. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, I just want to share what I understand and how I try to practice. Even in like little bit of Buddhist practice that I do, we first have that intention or aspiration, then the practice, and then dedication of whatever you've done to others. So for me, it's just simple things like while I'm feeding my cat. So I aspire, like I say, okay, may all sentient beings be happy and have the causes of happiness. So as I'm feeding her, let me feed, be able to feed everybody. So just simple things. I have two, three places where I do it like a regular practice that made this action lead me to enlightenment or made this action lead me to more awareness or whatever we want to call this. So so that action becomes a way for me to regularly remember that this is what I'm aspiring. So yeah.
Yes, Reggie.
Yes. So I mean, I'm in resonance with what everybody's saying because this is all interconnected. Personally, just to add on to what everybody said, it's actually started off with a lot of vigilance with my behavior, right? Because most of I don't know how many people notice this, but I've noticed this particularly. Most of what I do or say comes from some sort of ego or desire self. There is a root, that is the root, and it may be even a nice thing that I do, but it's coming from there. So the vigilance is the key to notice. Go as deep as possible to notice. Okay, is this coming from my want or need, or is it coming actually from complete self-giving? Because complete self-giving is an offering to the divine in a sense, because you can't go, actually I've never gone wrong when I've done that. It's very hard to pinpoint an instance where I went off track. It's like, okay, even if I don't think it's right, it's going to be right because I did it without thinking about my own thoughts or my own way of being or something. And so the aspiration to behave in that light, it's kind of like the divine truth, which is why, I mean, I'm not a big reader, but kind of why I'm reading nowadays is because, reading more nowadays is because there are divine laws which I feel are very useful, that can help navigate, like when your ego or ahankar comes in front, even in the most minutest of details, my mind will go to a line I read or something and be like, hey, I think I'm doing this, stop. And then that helps cause complete dissolution of that. Because dissolution only happens when that awareness comes in. And it's very clear that the ego and desire self drives most things. So it is the helper, but it's also the bar. And that's a distinction I have to make, to aspire to greater heights. And it's a constant aspiration. It's never enough. Every time you think, I'm doing well, you get slapped or knocked down hard again. It's just, and that's the beauty of it. I see the beauty in that. And so I embrace that, and that's the aspiration. The more I get knocked down, the more I aspire. It's like never fall down, never look back, never always fight, because it's the good fight. It's for the higher truth. It's not for your personal gain, in a sense. So that, in essence, would be how I am trying to aspire nowadays. Thank you.
Beautiful. So thank you, everyone. I think all of you explained it in a unique way, and all of you are coming from the right origins of aspiration. It's really beautiful to hear such clarity. And so one thing, if I can summarize is that it is a call for purity in one's being. So usually we are acting from a mixture. We all have purity also, but there are many impurities. So aspiration is a want that now I want to be pure. I want to sanctify this thing which I call as myself. That is why the need of vigilance. That is why the need to look at myself, my own thoughts, my own movements, because I don't want this impurities anymore. मुझे दाल में पत्थर नहीं चाहिए, right? And that is why this microscope now turns within, which was always trying to fix other people. इसने क्या किया, उसने क्या किया, in minutest details we look at other people. All that microscope has now turned within, because there is a want, there is a willingness, there is a readiness that yes, I want to walk this life where I want to be purer and purer each moment. So yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah, I'm very happy to hear all this. Perfect. And let me just pick up a paragraph for you to read. Yeah, let us read this meaning of aspiration. Nehal, ये पहली वाली 3 लाइन्स पढ़ दो जरा. You are muted, Nehal.
Okay. There is no deep meaning. The meaning is plain. It is the call of the being for higher things, for the divine, for all that belongs to the higher or divine consciousness.
Yeah. So now this tells us कि हमें अपने से ऊपर तो उठना ही पड़ेगा. That is what aspiration is about. As Reggie was also sharing, or even Ritu shared, in that I have to now look at my own thoughts, because that need and willingness for purity. Sneha shared that I want to make it, that by only this being that I'm offering, may all the sentient beings, be fine. So there is a call of something greater than us, right? Something greater than my normal living level. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
further,
how do we like stick to it? Like it
how do we
happens
stick
many
to it?
a times,
हाँ.
but then वो छूट जाता है, तो उसका इंटेंसिटी कैसे बढ़ाएंगे?
हाँ, जैसे साइकिल चलाते हैं ना नेहल, I take this example of maybe I'm learning to ride a bike. Now, in the beginning, I will fall a lot of times. And if I let myself give up, कि भाई मेरे से तो नहीं होगा, तो बात जमेगी नहीं. So what one has to do is that one falls umpteen number of times, but one never gives up. Because the rest of the life, the lower quality of life I have seen. I don't want to be there. I want this at any cost. So one is ready to pay the price of hurt and getting knee damaged and getting the toe damaged. It's okay, but I want to learn how to ride this bike. So it's only by practice and not giving up. And there are phases of extreme darkness. I must say that there are phases when one is just incapacitated, helpless. I myself go through such phases. But then every time I see that whenever I go through a darkness, there is always a deeper clarity that I emerge back into. So one never loses in that respect. It's always a gain after gain. Yeah. So anyone else would like to read out these few lines?
Yeah, I can read.
Yes, Neha.
But yeah.
Monica, one question here, a very basic one. In
Yeah.
the last paragraph, what does basically, I mean, divine mean or divine consciousness?
So ये वही बात होगी ऋतु. In short we can also say that जैसे अर्जुन ने कुरुक्षेत्र के बीच में जाके कृष्ण को बोल दिया कि मेरे से नहीं होगा, आप बताओ. So the higher and the lower both exists within me. Right? So when I call that I am aspiring to the divine, I am aspiring a part of me which is purer, which has clarity, which is without any confusion. That part is within each one of us. So when we say that we are opening ourselves to the divine, it also can be said that I am opening myself to that higher clarity, the higher self within, which is in direct connection with the divine, if one can use those words. Yeah. And then there is a part which is kind of, mixed with the ego, the desires, where all the confusion starts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So, shall I read the highlighted text?
Yes, Neha.
Okay.
Yes.
Aspiration is a turning upward of the inner being with a call, yearning, prayer for the divine, for the truth, for the consciousness, peace, ananda, knowledge, descent of divine force, or whatever else is the aim of one's endeavor. So basically, they're saying it's turning upwards of the inner being with a call for any of these things. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Aspiration is to call the forces. When the forces have answered, there is a natural state of quiet receptivity, concentrated but spontaneous.
Yeah. So usually तो देखो क्या होता है, usually one can also explain it in this way that usually तो हमें लगता है हमें कोई help की ज़रूरत नहीं है. I know what to do with my life, I know the best. And that is nothing but the ego saying I know the best. And ego is coming from her own wants and needs and demands and desires. So there is always, then we fill our life with a lot of non-peace, because we don't realize that in order to fill myself up uh, of this incompletion that I feel, that the incompletion that ego feels, I actually never, for example, जैसे greed की बात होती है. So we see that if I am greedy for flesh, for example, even if after one encounter with the flesh, my greed will not get satiated. ग्रीड की बात क्वालिटी यही है. ग्रीड की क्वालिटी ये है कि वो ऐसा लगता है कि टेम्पररी आपको रिलीफ मिल गया, बट वो खत्म नहीं होती. इट नेवर गेट्स अपरूटेड. It always continues itself, like in incompletion it continues itself. So when I'm saying as an ego that I know everything, although within me I realize that I am a failure, I see that I don't understand these things, I have no clarity. The moment I am ready to surrender, in the sense I have come down on my knees, I see that there is something more I need to understand. This is not what life is about. I see myself failing again and again. I am not able to complete this inner incompletion. There must be something that I am missing. So once I realize that yes, I don't know, that is called half-lit ignorance. जैसे पहले तो fully it was a dark ignorance, and now once I realize I don't know, which is half-lit ignorance, जिसका सावित्री में भी mention है, that अभी इतनी समझ में आ गई कि मुझे नहीं पता. इतनी समझ आई, ये नहीं पता कि क्या पता होना चाहिए, वहां तक नहीं पहुंचे, बट ये समझ में आ गया कि I don't know. And then one opens oneself to the divine or light, basically light of clarity, light of understanding of life, light of understanding of my own inner movements, the outer world, how it operates, right? So this is what aspiration is about, a want, a seeking for more inner clarity. And the more inner clarity comes, the outer clarity obviously is given, because it's all the one. Physical body is just a kind of a, if I can say, an illusion. It's all a tapestry. It's a continuous movement. Just because of the physical body, we see that this is inside and that is outside. But actually, it's a continuity. So the inner laws, if I begin to understand, very easily I can connect with the outer laws also, because they are the same. Right? So this is what aspiration is about. More clarity, more purity, feeling an unease with the confusion, actually. That the moment I see unease and discomfort and confusion and haze, I see that now I must rise to a deeper clarity. It may take time. Sometimes it may take even months, years, but then a deeper clarity emerges, which no one can take away from us. It's totally our own, because it is coming out of practical experiences, right? You have tasted it, you have experimented with it. Yeah. So यहाँ पे एक लाइन है very important. Aspiration is a call in the being. It's not an opening. तो अभी opening नहीं शुरू हुई है. Opening क्या होती है कि अब pores खुल गए ताकि divine light आ सके, descend कर सके, clarity descend कर सके, right? That is an opening. Aspiration है एक willingness है, कहीं ना कहीं मेरे अंदर एक willingness है that yes, I want to have more clarity in life, more purity in life. So that willingness, that seeking has begun. That's it. That is the first step. It is not as yet an opening. Yeah. Now Sri Aurobindo shares the objects of aspiration. किस चीज के लिए aspire करें, right? So if anyone would like to read these three. Yeah.
You want me to go? I can read it.
Yes, why not?
Okay. The aspiration should be for the full descent of the truth and the victory over falsehood in the world. Aspire for the constant contact and the light. It is in the light that the being will get organized in the truth. Aspire for your will to be one with the divine will. Concentrate in the heart and be plastic to whatever experience comes, neither forcing nor resisting any spiritual experience.
Yeah. So देखो, जब हम truth के लिए aspire कर रहे हैं, it is about my own inner clarity, because I am living in falsehood so far. Ego is the biggest falsehood, right? That I am living for. I am feeding the ego all the time. So now I want to stand against my ego. I don't want to give it fuel. And that is standing for truth, calling truth. So aspiration is for, no matter if I may be humiliated or insulted in front of anyone, it does not matter. The ego may shatter. What is important for me is that truth should prevail. And that is how even divine will one can call upon, because truth is one with divine will. When I am not standing in support of my ego, in support of the behavior of my ego, when I am not standing in support of it, it means I am standing with the divine will. तो अपने ही अगेंस्ट खड़े हो जाना है, जिसको अभी तक हमने अपना माना है. All the patterns of behavior, all the reactions, impulses, the images, the identities that I have called myself, now I have to negate all that. If I really want to be in touch with the true self, the true being, the true divine being that I am. Yeah, and here it says that be plastic to whatever experience comes. So no need of aiming for हमेशा light ही रहे, मेरे जीवन में कभी darkness आए ना. If the divine will is for me to go through darkness, that is also one experience I will go through. It will be hard, but I am fine with it, because I know this is very important. So neither forcing nor resisting any spiritual experience. So we get usually stuck in these chakras and all these experiences in meditation. So Mother is saying, Sri Aurobindo is saying that not forcing any experience, that I must feel this again and again, like that. Being honest in our day-to-day conduct, being truthful, and being more clear in my own inner intentions. I'm just supporting the divine will. So then I don't have to go or seek for some other experiences. कि ये चक्र खुल जाए या वो चक्र खुल जाए, फिर उसकी भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. जो खुलना होगा वो मदर खुलवा देंगी. नहीं खुलना जरूरी तो अभी नहीं खुलेगा, right? That comes really secondary, because people actually run after these experiences, and that can become a trap. Yeah, that can become again a part of ego, that I want this, and if I experience it once, then again a part of ego, because then I begin to share कि ये वाला experience तो मेरे को भी हुआ था, these chakras opening and all that. So one can actually get stuck there. Yeah. Okay. So here it is very shortly, sweetly said that there is no need of words in aspiration. काफी बार हमारे बस एक इंटेंशन होती है, एक विलिंगनेस होती है, वी डोंट हैव वर्ड्स टू एक्सप्रेस. सो इट इज रीचिंग द डिवाइन और द हायर सेल्फ. There is someone who is hearing all this, the honesty, the truthfulness that I am kind of aspiring for. Yeah. So it can be either in the form of thought, the aspiration, or it can be just a feeling within that remains even when the mind is attending to the work. Like, so I'm involved in my day-to-day activities and maybe my office work, but there is this inner feeling that I must do everything with purity, although it is not even formulated in the mind, right? Yeah. Yes, so here it is talking about vital impatience. Now this is the impatience जिसमें हमें बड़ी जल्दी रहती है ना, कि जल्दी हो जाए, जो change होना है वो जल्दी हो जाए. Now this is what is vital impatience, and that is why I refer to this Kabir Doha, which is धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए, माली सींचे 100 घड़ा ऋतु आए फल होए. So हमें सींचना है अपने आप को, but हमें हड़बड़ी नहीं करनी है. और अगर हड़बड़ी हो भी जाए, because we do mistakes, even then we get up again and we realize that I have to be more patient, I have to be more perseverant, right? So Mother is saying, Sri Aurobindo is saying here that intense aspiration is always good, but let there also be calm, peace and joy in the mind. And this is the necessity of what Sneha was sharing, that she has been practicing, calling of peace and stillness in the being. because the complex entity that we are, many a times, so I see myself, I have kind of worked and still working on this vital impatience. This is something which needs to be mastered within us. Yeah. So one aims for something, one prepares for something, one puts all the effort, but then one also is calm and waiting when the right time is, the manifestation will arrive. Right? So अपनी तरफ से पूरा काम करना है, but एक haste नहीं रखनी है. Haste की कोई जरूरत नहीं. Yeah. So that we remain in harmony. So this is here written that the aspiration can be intense, it can be quiet, a calm aspiration. हड़बड़ी वाली नहीं कि अंदर बिल्कुल उथल पुथल मची हुई है, and which does not disturb the harmony of inner being. So we are aspiring, yet we are very, very patient, extremely patient, more so perseverant, right? Yes, so this is actually the best way. It's not that we will stumble on the best way immediately, but yes, we can aim towards that. Yeah. And then Sri Aurobindo shares about the psychic, the aspiration coming from the psychic. It is the psychic that gives the true aspiration. अगर हमारे में एक ऐसी aspiration जग गई है which is not going away, it definitely means it is a psychic aspiration. It's coming from my inmost being, that yes, something is now ready to learn to transform, if this is not going away. Because what happens is, maybe after a workshop, after a course, something fades, right? And we begin fall back to maybe our normal usual life that I had been living. But if something in me is not ready to go back, fall back to the older life, and wants to seek more and more and more, then it means the aspiration is coming from the psychic, no matter, because it's not fading away. So it's the psychic that gives the true aspiration. If the vital is purified, vital means the emotions, the ambitions, the desires, impulses. If the vital is purified and subjected to the psychic, so imagine that the psychic is like a light shining on the vital, and vital is now kid of the psychic. तो अब जो भी साइकिक कह रहा है, जो भी डायरेक्शन क्लैरिटी साइकिक को है, वाइटल ने अब उसकी बात सुननी शुरू कर दी, क्योंकि अब समझ में आ रहा है कि इसका मेरे को रूल मानना पड़ेगा, ये मेरे लिए अच्छा है, राइट? दैट क्लैरिटी इज कमिंग. हाँ, सो if the vital is purified and subjected to the psychic, then the vital gives intensity. तो ये जो intensity है, the life force, that yes, I want to dedicate my life to this, that life force come from the vital, the pranamaya purusha. It is full of the life force, the vital being. But if it is unpurified, it brings a rajasic intensity with impatience and reactions of depressions and disappointment. कि हाय मेरे से तो होगा ही नहीं, मेरे बस का तो है ही नहीं, all kind of that trap again. हो क्यों नहीं रहा, मेरे को 5 साल हो गए करते हुए. So you are waiting for an image to appear कि जिससे तुम्हें पता लगेगा कि yes, spiritual growth has been done, but it's not like that. Yeah. And then the mind also needs to be calm, and equanimity needs to be there in the mind, because mind is also the master of the vital. अगर mind में clarity आ गई है तो वो vital को train कर सकता है mind, right? So these are our parts of the being: the mental being, the vital being, and the physical being, and the psychic. So all these parts are in interconnection with each other. Psychic can communicate to all these parts, right? Mental, if the light is there, if the calmness and stillness is there in the mental part, in the mental domain, the mind is calm, then it can exert its influence on the vital and physical. So discipline can be brought in vital and physical. And vital then can train the physical. Vital and mind, because they are above the physical, so they can train the physical. So these are all, and obviously it's very complex. I can't say much on this. If you want more explanation, go through the literature, there's enough available. But yes, this is what, and this is really beautiful that now my attention, instead of going outside all the time, I am now started to working upon, my own mental being, my own vital being. हमको खुद ही नहीं पता अपनी मशीनरी के बारे में. So if we can turn our eye to this hidden machinery so far, it's actually a beautiful world that opens in us, in front of us. Yeah, anything so far?
Just that physical is the outermost one, no?
Outermost means?
माने सबसे पहले जो आएगा वो फिजिकल होगा, फिर आएगा मेंटल वाइटल, और उसके बाद इनर मोस्ट इज साइकिक.
Yeah,
है
yeah,
ना?
yeah. Yeah, so let's go to, if not anything, let's go to aspiration and desire, because we confuse between aspiration and desire. So maybe we get some clarity here in these words. Yeah, anyone who has not read so far would like to read? Maybe Ritu, you can read.
Aspiration and desire. One should be satisfied with what one gets and still aspire quietly, without struggle, for more, till all has come. No desire, no struggle, aspiration, faith, openness, and the grace. There is no doubt the mixture of desire in what you do, even in your endeavor of sadhana, that is the difficulty. The desire brings a movement of impatient effort and a reaction of disappointment and revolt when difficulty is felt and the immediate result is not there, and other confusing and disturbing feelings. Aspiration should be not a form of desire, but the feeling of an inner soul, need, and a quiet, settled will to turn towards the divine and seek the divine. It is certainly not easy to get rid of this mixture of desire entirely, not easy for anyone, but when one has the will to do it, this. I can't read after that. Yeah. This also can be affected by the help of the sustaining force. If there are good desires, bad desires will also come. There is a place for will and aspiration, not for desire. If there is a desire, there will be attachment, demand, craving, loss of equanimity, sorrow at not getting. All that is unyogic.
Yeah, I think this is a beautiful indicator, that whenever in us we feel that there is a demand arising, also a craving जो नहीं मिलती है तो उसकी वजह से disappointment होती है, disharmony हो जाती है, sorrow at not getting. So if I'm craving for something and I don't get it, I feel a disturbance in my being. I don't feel that something is right. And all that means that it is a desire and not an aspiration. I think this is a beautiful signal. That aspiration में कोई भी disappointment की जरूरत नहीं है, because aspiration is like a call has been sent. Now there is a surety that whenever the answer is ready, it will come to me. So there is no haste that is needed then. But then Mother also says that there are a mixture of desires and aspiration. And slowly, if one is open to get more purity, then one gets more and more clarity that yes, I can aspire and I can put at bay all the desires. Yeah. I remember this, a little story from, not a story, but like a small anecdote. Just Red Indians होते हैं ना, जैसे अमेरिका में people, tribals living there. So I heard or maybe read somewhere that they have so much of faith in the working of the universe that if they need something, for example, maybe they need a medicine for a child, who is ill. So what they do is they give a call, like all of them pray, and as if they have called it forward, ki bhej do, and then they forget about it, and then they don't wait कि आज शाम हो गई नहीं आया, रात हो गई नहीं आया, कल हो गई नहीं आया. They don't do that because they know that whenever it is the right time for the thing to arrive, it will come. And then somehow somebody sends him that material, sends the tribals, that material exactly what is needed if they require it. Or maybe after 2 days the child is healed, the medicine is not even required. So I think there is so much to learn here, because this impatience is something which is very common, and this is a sign of coming from the ego only, coming from the desired soul only. जिसको कबीर कहते हैं ना, आशा तृष्णा ना मरी कह गए दास कबीर. So if we can switch to aspiration rather than working from asha and trishna, more the desired soul, I think we find a lot of progress and joy in life, and less of disappointments, because then we are living like a child in the lap of the mother, or the universe. Everything that I need will be provided. So that kind of a faith, if one can have.
Monica, do you remember once there was a case in Delhi wherein there was a family of 8 to 10 people and they committed suicide? I mean, they were expecting that something will save them, and it was there in the newspapers a lot. But out of that faith, they did something wherein they believed that some supernatural power will come and save them, but nothing happened and they all died. Yeah.
So, there's another story which I shared with you one time, maybe in the earlier sessions, that ek banda hota hai, he's drowning in the flood and he's a Hanuman Bhakt and he's calling on to Hanuman, bachalo, bachalo, bachalo. But then a helicopter comes, a rope is lowered. He does not take the rope at all. Then another jet comes. He does not take that. Boat comes. He does not take that. So, and then he drowns finally. And then he goes to heaven or hell, I don't know where. And there he talks to the Lord and he says, कि इतना विश्वास किया तुम पे, आए क्यों नहीं? And he says, oh, I thought I sent you a helicopter and then a jet and then a boat. So what I want to say is that we also have images of how help will come. So maybe the help came as a helicopter. Maybe they got some phone call which they refused to accept. And I don't know about that case at all. But I'm just saying कि हमारी भी अपनी जो धारणाएं इतनी ज्यादा होती है ना कि इसी फॉर्म में आए हेल्प तो मैं लूंगी, अगर किसी और फॉर्म में आ रही तो वो हेल्प नहीं है. And that is also being open to receiving help from each and every thing, because see, universe is a manifestation of the divine. So if I say that Lord should only come and help me in this form, that is absurdity, because Lord, the complete universe is Lord's. You are Lord's. So if it's coming in a form of a book, or maybe truck पे कुछ लिखा हुआ. I remember when I went to the doctor for the first time when I was diagnosed with cancer. I was very disturbed and I wanted some light and clarity. And there is this long truck going, a cargo truck, और उसके ऊपर लिखा हुआ था distribution redefined. And something stuck in me after I read that, like a signal. So I can't go much in detail what exactly I got from there, but there was something which got more clarity. So it can come from anywhere and one has to be open to receive. Not close our eyes and ears and whatever, all the openings. Okay. So do you want to read this on lack of aspiration also a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That case she's talking about, that was Burari death case.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think 11 members they died. पर उसमें ऐसा भी कुछ था कि there was some person in their house making notes and all and misguiding other people about the spiritual world and all. It's a different sort of
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was about spirituality only. They were like hoping that, I mean, they were sure that they're gonna be saved.
Yeah.
No, the main person मैंने जो father होते हैं ना वो कुछ ऐसा ऐसा उन लोगों को बता रहे थे. They were like mentally trained in that way कि ऐसा होगा ऐसा होगा ऐसा होगा. Actually ऐसा कुछ था नहीं. So it was a total misguide about the
Yeah.
spiritual world.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's read this paragraph. Anyone can read this.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
No doubt the true and strong aspiration is needed, but it is not a fact that the true thing is not there in you. If it had not been there, the force could not have worked in you. But this true thing was seated in the psychic and in the heart, and whenever these were active in the meditation, it showed itself. But for the sake of completeness, the working had to come down into this physical consciousness and establish the quietude and the openness there. The physical consciousness is always in everybody in its own nature, a little inert, and in it a constant strong aspiration is not natural, it has to be created. But first there must be the opening, a purification, a fixed quietude. Otherwise, the physical vital will turn the strong aspiration into over eagerness and importance, or rather, it will try to give it that turn. Do not therefore be troubled if the state of the nature seems to you to be too neutral and quiet, not enough aspiration and movement in it. This is a passage necessary for the progress, and the rest will come.
Yeah. So the thing that I wanted to share here is that many a times it happens that there is not a very active aspiration that is going on. Periods of dullness, maybe if I can say, and not much progress. And those periods are also very necessary, because we cannot be in the active, like, hit state all the time. We need rest. We need periods of assimilation, and we need periods of, where the consciousness needs a time for assimilation. So these periods are very much important, as important as the periods of growth, right? So whenever I am myself going through such periods where maybe outwardly not much is happening, and inertly I maybe feel a little dull, one has to be in solid faith that this is also okay. Yeah. So there is no haste that one has to prove oneself, कि कहीं पे किसी के सामने कुछ दिखाना नहीं है. अपनी जिंदगी है, हमने ही साफ करनी है, हमने जीनी है. So what is the haste? What is the hurry? This period is as important as the period of intense aspiration, right? But if there is a background faith already existing, that really helps to continue with the journey. Otherwise, one also can just remain sucked there for a lifetime. Yeah. Yeah. So this is, I think, Mother Sri Aurobindo must be addressing to some sadhak who is feeling disappointed, and who's saying that mere mein shayad wo sachi cheez hai nahi, I don't have that true thing. So Sri Aurobindo is saying that you have that true thing, and everybody has it. Had it not been, the force could not have worked in you. So he must have seen, that sadhak must have seen some period where the force was actively working within his being. Yeah. Yes. और इधर जैसे ये कह रहे हैं ना, yeah, I think this is also very important. Let me just go through a few lines here. You're finding it still difficult to bear the interval periods when all is quiet and nothing being done on the surface, where there's this so-called lack of active progress in life. But Such interval periods come to all and cannot be avoided. You must not cherish the suggestion that it is because of your want of aspiration or any other unfitness that it is so, and if you had the constant ardent aspiration, then there would be no such period. So Sri Aurobindo is saying कि ये मत सोचो कि अगर मेरी इंटेंस रहेगी एस्पिरेशन तो ऐसे पीरियड्स मुझे होंगे ही नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. ऐसे पीरियड से हमें गुजरना ही गुजरना है. The ups and downs. Yeah. Even if the aspiration were there, the interval periods would come. The Vedic rishis have named these interval periods as night and alternating nights and days, nights and days. So after a long day, then comes a long night. Even rishis have experienced that. Yeah. If even in them one can aspire, so much the better. So although no active progress is happening, but I am still feeling wise, I am in this aspiration mode. That is much better. But the main thing is to meet them with quietude. Samta कहते हैं ना, equanimity in English, and not become restless. I think this is a big challenge. This is a very big challenge. Don't not become restless, depressed or despondent कि मेरे से तो कुछ होगा ही नहीं, in despair. A constant fire can be there only when a certain stage has been reached. So we all are in progressive evolution. We all have our journeys to go ahead with, and it's not that I will just directly hit a stage when constant fire is lit. बहुत बार जलेगी बुझेगी जलेगी बुझेगी जलेगी बुझेगी, but then slowly I can work on being a constant fire of aspiration. Yeah. And that happens when one is always inside, consciously living in the psychic being. So Sri Aurobindo is saying that a constant fire will only be there when you begin only to live in the psychic being. And that does not just happen in one day. But for all that, all this preparation of the mind, vital and physical, is necessary. For this fire belongs to the psychic, and one cannot command it always merely by mind's effort. सिर्फ दिमागी इस तरीके से नहीं होगा, कैलकुलेशन से, सिर्फ मेंटल थॉट में आपने इमेजिन कर लिया, उससे नहीं होगा. Psychic has to be fully liberated, and that is the way, that is what the force is working to make fully possible. Now this force also, the supramental force that is established in the earth domain, which Sri Aurobindo and Mother already have done that for us, that the force, the divine force is already there. And that is why more and more of us are now trying to find their true self. It was not so the case a few years ago. So the force is there, the help is there, and we have to just remain open to all that. Yeah. I think that's enough for today, and you can all refer to this. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to take, or we can discuss. So this is again, this site incarnateword.in, and you can find a lot of material here. Search, go here and search. Yeah, you can search here, and then you can also, for example, if I want to type aspiration, aspiration, so, or maybe a phrase, meaning, aspiration and meaning. So I can say any term, or I can say exact phrase. So when I say exact phrase, it will just find me exact place where meaning and aspiration are together. So अभी तो इसको कुछ नहीं मिला क्योंकि मैंने अच्छे से टाइप नहीं किया. So this is how you can search. Everything is available. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice website.
Yeah, it's a beautiful website. And collected works of mothers, Mother is here, and Mother's agenda is also here. Those of us who would like to read, this is all available here. Yeah. What I do is just, for example, I have Kindle. So sometimes I copy and paste a lot of material from here, which may not be available in PDF format. And then I make a PDF out of it and I transfer it to my Kindle that one can read, on the way or wherever. So, yeah. Yes, anything else for today? So I would be asking you after you are done with the assignments, which you are at, as most of you, some of you, I will be asking you for a self-appraisal where you will be obviously, I think self-appraisal, na, kya hota hai? So you will be sharing about your own journey through this course and where you saw yourself earlier before the course and where you see right now after the course. And if you want, you can also gives us some feedback in order, how to improvise the course, what can be added, what can be deleted, anything that you want to share, you can share. So I can create a format and give it to you later. And then also, before we'll soon come up with 8-week course on pain and suffering, although it is less, yes, but even 16 weeks is less. This is a lifetime of a work. So if you can, share it around to people who may be interested, that would be also nice, because it's good if more of us are walking this path, those of us who want to. Yeah.
So it's the last class today?
Yes, because it's soon 30th September, going by that guidelines, deadlines. But if we wish to have, I don't know if we'll wish to have, but if we can always have a Skype call, मतलब उसकी तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. Before the all the wrapping up is going on, and before winding up all that, we can have a call again if needed. Yeah. But otherwise, this is the last one. Yeah. And I'll be responding to your assignments very soon. जो सबने भेजे हुए हैं, Sneha, Nehal and Ritu have sent, and Reggie has not sent. Yeah.
एक्चुअली 8 वीक में उनको प्रैक्टिस का टाइम बहुत कम पड़ेगा. मेरे को तो 16 में भी बहुत कम पड़ रहा है.
Yeah, that's true.
Because certain assignments you can only write if you have practiced. Otherwise, you can't write anything. You will not even understand what is being asked.
True. Let's see. Maybe I can convince him to do it again for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Neha, you want to share something?
No,
Okay.
I just switched on because it's quiet. Yeah. I want maybe now that I have anyway. When you said we'll wrap things up, is there something like we will do together to wrap it up, or sending assignments and the self appraisal is the wrap up?
Yeah, that is the wrap up actually. So sending assignments, I'll be responding back to your assignments, and then I'll be giving you this document for self appraisal and sending back the feedback. I think that's all in wrap up. Yeah. And maybe one thing I was looking, maybe if you are having some time, if you can spare a few moments, so if we can all make a little short video of sharing feedback for the course. It does not have to be goody. It can be very critical. I'm fine with that. So whatever is needed for the betterment of the course and how it helped me, and what is the things that I'm taking away for myself from the course, all that, if we can share it in a small video, maybe we can use it at places.
Yeah.
Monica, one suggestion, because in all these weeks we've been trying to practice and we'll hopefully continue to do so. So maybe after 2 months or 3 months, we can have another session wherein we can just discuss the problems which we have faced.
A follow-up sort of.
Yeah, definitely we can do that. I think it's a very good idea.
Because few things we probably might not be understanding at this point of time, but later on when we're going to be going through the course material again. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. This can be done and must be done, I think. Thank you for suggesting that. चलिए फिर
So what about the other people who had joined it in the beginning? Are they still submitting the assignments?
See, so Radhe, I think she left in the beginning itself after the first assignment. I think she's also at a very senior post, running a big center all by herself
Yeah.
in US. So she is occupied at many places, and also with many people in even Pondicherry she is connected with. So she left in the beginning. After that, Bulbul had been submitting assignments,
Yeah.
and Akansha, I think, could not follow up at all, maybe because of her health. She was undergoing an illness. Preeti wanted to, but I don't know what is her status. She had been in constant touch with me, but I don't see anything coming out as per assignments from her. And who else is there? I think, yeah, rest of you are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 4 of you who are constantly kind of a regular, if I can say, following up the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to Pondicherry often, Monica?
I don't actually, अभी तो लॉकडाउन में तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो पाया,
Uh-huh.
because they also turned their events online, because people are not able to come. Not often actually, क्योंकि इतना आना जाना पॉसिबल भी नहीं हो पाता है, और अब धीरे धीरे पता लग रहा है कि ना जाके भी you can enjoy the immersion in divine presence. This lockdown has provided us with this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been to Samadhi twice, and it's nice. I mean, the stillness there, the peace at the Samadhi is
Yeah.
something that one must go and taste for oneself. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
I've been there,
nostalgic actually.
yeah.
but I just went there as a tourist.
Acha, acha. Ah,
I
yeah.
have stayed in Pondicherry for almost 18 days when
Acha.
I was doing my MSc.
Hmm.
They have this one interstate camp, national camp for youth. So
Okay.
I actually got introduced myself to Pondicherry through that. I participated in it, and
Okay.
we were like all students from different states and all.
Hmm.
And that's how I was first time I visited Pondicherry, and I
Hmm.
stayed for very many days. Then it became very frequent, but that was only when I was studying. Once I
Hmm.
started doing job, it has not happened again.
Hmm.
Initially, I used to stay for very many days there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might get shifted to Pondicherry. Like the
Oh,
organization I'm working right now is Sanjeevan Palliative Care, which is
oh,
Aurobindo Trust ka hi.
okay.
So they are telling that they might, like, clinical work might start,
Yeah.
but when we don't.
Wow.
Thing
Beautiful.
on that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's the organization called? Sanjeevan.
San- yeah, Sanjeevan Palliative Care.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that will be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's a good
Sometimes the
place.
closer it is, we tend to take for
It's a
granted
good
also.
answer. Yes, Neha.
Hmm. So, what exactly do you do in palliative care?
I am a physician in palliative care.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, what do we
So
do
you're
is we
like,
try to give a good quality of life.
okay.
Pain control se leke,
Mm-hmm.
the psychologists who are working on helping them feel calm. There are few people working on helping them find meaning with
Mm-hmm.
what they're undergoing. So, yeah.
Okay. So you're an MBBS.
Yeah, MBBS and then palliative care. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
palliative care is a specialty, which is in
Oh,
neurology hota hai.
Hmm.
अच्छा. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Monica, one question.
Yeah, yeah.
When you say that you're in touch with the psychic being, so
Hmm.
like how does it work? I mean, you are sitting or you're meditating,
I'm in
and
touch with a psychic being. When did I claim that?
नहीं मेरा मतलब है it's not a claim, it's just general thing that when one is in touch with the psychic being, तो कैसे पता चलता है, मतलब do we feel the arrival or presence of something special?
I would say, Ritu, it's more living in purity.
Okay.
Oneself would get a feel that yes, there is more purity within the being rather than more impurities. It's not that the impurities will vanish, but
Yeah.
there is, as if there is always a supervisor who is having a very discriminative look that
Huh.
what is the right action and what is not the right action.
Okay.
So
No,
earlier,
like,
my desires and impulses maybe would rule
yeah.
me, but now it is becoming less and less possible for them to rule me, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
नहीं, वो जो psychic fire meditation थी,
Hmm.
उसमें ऐसे था ना कि as if there is a third, second person, another person besides you.
हाँ
तो वो तो feel नहीं होता मेरे को.
हाँ कोई बात नहीं रितु, that is just one way,
अच्छा.
है ना? So a billion people, billion ways of experiencing it, right?
Okay.
So there is no one particular way. This is just one little thing that I felt benefited with, and that's why I put it in the course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire वाली जो है ना meditation.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
Found that when I was myself going through this periods of wanting to have more burning intensity, like what to do, a lot of confusion. There, when I was continuously doing this meditation, psychic
Mm-hmm.
fire wali, it really gave me a lot of calm, quietude, and clarity in life.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But most
And
of the people, do they feel the presence of another being?
ऐसा पता है कुछ है नहीं. You will find varied experiences.
Hmm.
One thing which is common in all of them
Hmm.
is this purity, honesty, simplicity.
Okay. I mean, a better self of your own self.
Yes. More clarity and more strength. It's not that the confusions go on altogether, completely vanish, not at all.
हाँ,
But
हाँ,
there
हाँ.
is definitely more clarity, more purity, and a want to live life, like want to have this adventure, like to explore this life. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
And every person will have their own permutation and combination of experiences. So better
Mhm.
not to compare yourself with anyone. And
Mm.
because that is why we are made so unique, billion people and nobody looks the same, so
Yeah.
the experiences are also very unique. Yeah.
Right. Right. Hmm.
Hmm. खा पी लो कुछ, बैठ ही गए हो सामने. Kidding.
No, it's the last class, na, so we are expecting some
Balloon.
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it was good. The whole session was quite good.
Hmm.
Although it takes time, probably, to kind of absorb it and bring in changes.
Yeah.
But by and large, it does show the path where one should move.
Yeah. Glad
Yeah.
to know that. Glad to hear.
I'm feeling a little guilt
हाँ.
about not attending last two sessions. क्योंकि अभी last session है ना, तब मुझे लग रहा है कि till I was attending once a week, I felt I was still in touch with the material.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'll make it up probably.
Hmm.
So, what do you do in Buddhism, Dr. Sneha?
Nothing. I'm just learning. It just happened that my first job was in a Buddhist monastery. तो
Okay.
वहां से थोड़ा बहुत सीखा है जो practice करने की.
So, it must be a little similar to what we are doing.
Actually, I'm not able to grasp completely either of them. So yeah, I think basic practices is similar only. Awareness and the intention and
Hmm.
things like that. I don't know. Actually, honestly, I can't answer that question. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So we'll continue with the WhatsApp group, or you're gonna we need to exit.
आप बताओ. अभी तो
नहीं
on.
नहीं, I think continue करो ना, or then you can add new students also into it. If someday somebody has some query, maybe they have a chance to rejoin and study.
या
जैसे
अभी
वो
तो
बोला ना follow up session वाला,
हाँ
तो
हाँ.
अगर मैंने उस किसी को ऐसा है कि ये पार्ट वापस नो वी वांट टू गो थ्रू, तो थोड़ा चांस रहेगा.
Yeah, yeah.
So for the new session, the course material is gonna be the same.
More or less same. Yeah.
Okay.
I may add a few things. Yeah.
So we'll be like seniors.
Good one. College बना दिया आपने इसको. बुली करने के लिए भेज दूंगी मैं.
हाँ.
वो है ना, बुलवा दूंगी फ्रेशर से.
हाँ. कभी कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा तो बोल देना, ये समझा देगा.
Good one.
Ask Nehal. If it's about aspiration, ask Nehal.
Good one.
It's about depression, ask Ritu.
Nice.
Yeah. Chalo, it was wonderful. I am so glad I joined the course.
Yeah. Thank you, Ritu, for joining, and thank you for taking it so far. मतलब बीच में not quitting and taking it so far.
Yeah. No, it was interesting.
Yeah, I'll leave then. Bye bye, all of
We
you.
all
And
will leave.
yeah.
Yeah.
we are all here. Anyway, we can always get in touch. So
Yeah.
Ritu, you can maybe stop the recording. No. Yeah. So yeah, we are still here. It's the last session, but we are still here. So